Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk briefly about the cause, mechanism, and manner of death, how we can categorize the different parts of a forensic autopsy into cause, manner, mechanism, and exactly how can we differentiate between the three, because it can get a little confusing sometimes between the three. So I wanted to take PLTW's definition and kind of define it a little bit better here. The cause of death is going to be the specific injury or trauma or disease that directly caused the victim's death. It's a thing that you can point at and say, he died like that. And for example, here I have drug overdose as a causative, meaning that this person specifically overdosed on a drug, they died. That's as direct as it can get. Specifically, though, if we get further into detail, the mechanism of death is what happens physiological inside the body, as in what happens to the person's body as they're going through that death because of that death. So, in this example with drug overdose, a typical person might foam at the mouth, they might choke on their own vomit, they might have some cardiac episodes, they might have some neurological problems. In this specific case, this drug overdose caused a cardiac arrhythmia, which is a change in heartbeat, an abnormal rhythm of heartbeat, and that would be the mechanism in which they died, the thing that caused them to go through that death because of the cause of death, if that makes sense. The mechanism is the specific portion of the cause of death. Finally, if we want to broadly categorize the death, we could define its manner of death, which is just the circumstances of the death, why the death happened. We could categorize this in a bunch of different ways. There's typically 5 different ways: natural, accidental, suicidal, homicidal, and undetermined, meaning that we don't know whether or not it is yet. Of course, you know all those other words, natural being something that causes from the body just stopping its functioning, accidental, meaning that something happened to the person accidentally, suicidal, homicidal, someone murdered them, blah, blah, blah. So in this case, the drug overdose was an accident. That person accidentally overdosed on the drug, causing their cardiac arrhythmia to then cause their heart to stop working correctly. So if we want to think about this in terms of relationship to another, in terms of broadness, manner of death is the most broad. In our case, Anna Garcia, a lot of you think Eric killed Anna. So that would be the manner of the death being a homicide, because that's what the broad category is. Cause of death uh, would be what Anna actually had happen to her, as in Eric killed Anna, a homicide. And a mechanism is specifically how that death occurred in the body. So it goes from the most broad to the second most broad to the most specific version of defining this death for us here. I'd like to go over another example here just to make sure that it's as easy as we can possibly get it to. There's a famous one that everyone knows that is the one that causes the star of Batman. I'm not that much of a comic book nerd, but we all know how Batman becomes Batman. His parents get shot in an alley after a time at the theater or something like that when he was a young boy. So if you're going to define the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne here, the cause of the death is the gunshot to the chest. They both got shot in the chest by the mugger that they met in the alley. The mechanism would be exsanguination, which is an excessive loss of blood. Anytime I have these fancy words for you for the mechanism of death, I will define it further for you, so you don't have to worry about memorizing vocabulary terms or anything for me. Just know that exsanguination is excessive loss of blood. The manner being the most generalized form, the manner is the reason behind the death, and that would be the homicide of the mugger on Thomas and Martha Wayne. So this kind of breaks it down a little bit easier than other examples. If you need more examples, let me know. I'm happy to help out. Hope this clears it up for you.